Pakistan's 75th independence anniversary, and Islamabad's schedule for the diplomatic community around this time is particularly hectic. But in this context, our Foreign Office has been paying particular attention to economic diplomacy. We like to believe that we have pivoted to economic diplomacy. So in that context, I am immensely grateful to the Lahore Chamber of Commerce for affording us this opportunity to have an interaction with not only the diplomatic community, but also the business community and the Lahore Chamber of Commerce. It is yet again another historic achievement that the Lahore Chamber of Commerce is celebrating its 100th anniversary as the oldest Chamber of Commerce in Pakistan. This is no ordinary feat, and I believe it deserves a round of applause. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all our countries are facing similar challenges. We are all grappling with the consequences of a once-in-a-century global pandemic. We are all facing the climate change crisis in acute ways. We in Pakistan are watching as from one season we go from droughts and forest fires to heavy flooding and monsoon rains. And at the same time, all of us are experiencing a shift in geopolitics, an increase in tensions, which has resulted in an increase of difficulties for developing countries such as Pakistan. And the challenges for us is to navigate our countries and our economies through these difficult times. In the Pakistani context, we believe that requires a firm but humble foreign policy. We cannot afford to take steps that would negatively impact the people of Pakistan in these difficult and challenging economic times. And this is why the new government has prioritized engagement with all countries. Any foreign ministers from Europe. And then following that, we had the SCO conference where the Central Asian foreign ministers, where the Central Asian countries were engaged. And most recently, I'm returning from the ASEAN region where our friends in East Asia were bilaterally engaged. I tell you all of this just so you are aware where I have been for all this time. And in all this engagement, I'm proud to say that Pakistan has received a positive response from all these countries. There is a willingness to engage with Pakistan when Pakistan is willing to show it a willingness to engage. When Pakistan is demonstrating a seriousness. When Pakistan is committed to presenting itself as a modern Muslim nation that wants to play a serious role on the world stage, then indeed we have received a positive response. And we've used these opportunities to focus on trade over aid and economic opportunities. I'm very pleased to report that whether it is the United States or whether it is the East Asian countries and the Central Asian countries where we've just returned from, there is an immense appetite to engage with economic opportunities with Pakistan, to accommodate business-to-business interaction between the business community of Pakistan and the business community of these countries. We've had the first trip of the United States envoy for business and investment. We've had commitments from foreign ministers to set up business forums between their countries and our countries, and I believe that will provide us with the opportunity when when we put the business community in a room together, they tend to find their own ways and means to provide economic opportunities for their peoples. We at the Foreign Office are just there to facilitate and to accommodate them. Secondly, we are we in Pakistan face a very difficult economic challenges, not only because of the global economic situation and regional international developments, but because of some of our own mistakes. And what this government is committed to doing is redressing some of those mistakes, ensuring that despite all these economic challenges, we do what we can to create the economic space challenges, not only because of the global economic situation and regional international developments, but because of some of our own mistakes. And what this government is committed to doing is redressing some of those mistakes, ensuring that despite all these economic challenges, we do what we can to create the economic space or relieve some of the drag on our economy. For example, us at the Foreign Office, we are focused on the FATF action plan, the GSP plus opportunities for Pakistan at the European market, and we believe we can be successful, inshallah ta'ala, in addressing these issues. We're committed to addressing these issues. But in the global economic context of difficult economic times, if we can move from the grey list to the white list in the FATF context, if we have an extension of our GSP Plus program, I believe that will be good for the people of Pakistan, and it will provide economic opportunities within the international community. Our Prime Minister and his economic team are engaged with the IMF, and we are confident of receiving positive results on that front as well. With good news coming in from all these areas, we hope it provides a little bit of more confidence within the business community and allows for Pakistan to get on the right track economically, so we can move forward towards the next elections in a more stable economic environment and political environment, and allow the people of Pakistan to decide their fate. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you, not only for attending today, but for giving me the honor and the privilege to be here as your special guest. Thank you.